Vincent wanted to say hello. His birthday's in February. He's a Pisces. Aww. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be filming a birthday book haul of all of the books that I got for my birthday. If you are not already subscribed, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I do a bunch of book hauls because I have no self-control, and I also do reading vlogs and monthly TBRs and wrap-ups, so make sure that you're subscribed so you can catch some of that, and I will get started. I'm so thankful to all my friends and family that give me gifts, and I just want to show off what I have because now I am super excited and super motivated to get some reading done because there are so many things that I want to read like right now. So this is the stack that is very difficult to fit in an entire thumbnail, but I have a lot of books, some fantasy, a memoir, and a bunch of manga. I'm on a huge manga kick right now, and I actually have my first shoujo mangas in here because all the mangas and the anime that I've watched in the past have all been shonen, and I really felt like dipping my toes into some shoujo. I don't know if it's maybe springtime, but I kind of want something light and fluffy and airy, and I'm not really a big fan of contemporary romance as a genre. I know a lot of people really love it, but contemporary romance just doesn't really do it for me, so I thought maybe shonen anime might. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys my giant haul. Okay, first I'm going to start off with the books that my mom got me for my birthday, and the first one that she got me was The House in the Cerulean Sea. She found this on Amazon and was describing the plot line to me. She's like, I found this book, it sounds really cute and really good, and she was describing oh, it's a house on a cliff, but then there's this guy and he goes to this place and there's a bunch of magical kids there, and I was like, are you talking about The House in the Cerulean Sea? Because this is so popular on BookTube. And she was like, yes, it sounds so cute. And I thought she was going to get it for herself to read, but then she ended up getting it for me for my birthday. So I'm super excited. Everyone loves this book. It's an adult book, but it feels like a middle grade because it's just so happy and really sweet. So I think this will definitely be a fun read to get in sometime this spring and summer. Then she got me a memoir called Lab Girl by Hope Jaron. And I have never read a memoir before, but I'm excited to read this one because it is about a really famous botanist, and botany is right up my alley. I got my major in crop sciences, and so I really like plants and science and any mixture of the two of those, so I think that this will be super interesting, and I'm excited to start my first ever memoir and see how I like that genre. And then she gave me, this is just not technically a gift, but she owned this book and now she's giving it to me to read, and that is The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. And she said it's really good, and I was not really aware of what the synopsis of this was, but basically it's about a group of women who, as high schoolers, they had this lying game where they saw how much that they could lie and how many lies that they could spin and weave and how far they could go. And now in their adulthood, the results of those games might have resulted in the death of a teacher, and that is now coming back to them. And this gives me really big Little Lies vibes, and I loved that book. And I guess that didn't really have to do with high school at all, but I like kind of rich women in drama that they've made for themselves and there's lies involved. I just really like those kind of books, and I think that this is kind of gonna fill that genre, so I'm excited to read it. And this book wasn't a gift at all, it was my book that I gave her, but she borrowed it for a super long time, and I'm so excited to have it back. And it is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This was, other than the Harry Potter books, basically the first book that I read while really getting back into reading after having a giant lapse from middle school to high school and through college. And this book was so good. I really loved it, and it has a super non-linear timeline that's really confusing, and you're kind of lost during a lot of it and trying to figure out what's going on. And so rereading this, I think, is going to be a super cool experience because I actually know what's going on and a lot more is going to make sense to me. And I believe that the next book for this is coming out sometime this year, I heard, but I have not seen any confirmation of that, so I'm kind of getting nervous because I really want it to come out. And she has a lot of stuff going on right now, with Shadow and Bone coming out and everything, and she just put out Rule of Wolves, so I don't know if the sequel for this is going to come out, but I know that there will be one. And I've heard that this is supposed to be like a series with about like 5 books or so, and I'm so excited for that because I love Alex Stern in this. This book basically is like a murder mystery mixed with occult magic in an urban fantasy, and I'm not usually a huge urban fantasy fan, but I loved this so much. I highly recommend. And then my mom got me an Amazon gift card, and my grandma also gave me a gift card, and I used some of that to buy some books off of Amazon, of course. And the first of those is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. This is super popular right now. I see it everywhere, and it is one of the picks for this month for my really good friends book club called Book Boyfriends Are Better. I will link their channels down below and their Instagram page so you can follow them. I don't normally participate in that book club because, like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of contemporary romance, but this is kind of like a dark romance and it's fantasy. It's basically a retelling of Hades and Persephone, and it's also an urban fantasy, so it like takes place in the modern world, and I am excited to read this. It's supposed to be very, very steamy, so definitely very adult, so be wary of that, but I think that I will enjoy it. And the next thing that I got from that Amazon haul was Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I have seen this and it looks so cool. It's kind of like a multimedia book. It does not fit in with the size of many of my other books at all, so I don't know where, when I get a bookshelf, this is going to go. I don't know where this is going to go now, but it's definitely worth the weird size because it looks so cool. It's basically like an IKEA catalog, and the store is kind of like an IKEA, but it's a horror novel, and basically from what I read from the synopsis, there is weird stuff that keeps happening at the store during the night, and basically the manager and 2 employees, I believe, have been like, okay, we're just gonna pull an all-nighter, get a bunch of work done, and we're gonna see what the heck is going on. And I do not think it is a very peaceful night for them. I think things start to go crazy, and there's maybe a murderer who's on the loose, and I think it will be super fun. I haven't read a multimedia book before, but I think that I would love that because I love when you get to like move through pages quickly and feel like you're going really fast. I think it just makes me enjoy a book a lot more. So I'm super excited for this. The next one that I got, I am so excited for. It's maybe the one that I'm most excited for out of this entire haul. And it is Tommy by Junji Ito. I just read Uzumaki by Junji Ito, and it was so good and really entertaining, and so I picked up this one, and I almost didn't pick up this one next because I wanted to like save his really big works and like cherish them more and then work through his like short story collections first, but I was like, that's silly putting off reading something because you think it's going to be good and you want to save it for later. So I treated myself and I grabbed this. I am so excited. It is about this woman, Tommy, who seems to have something about her that drives people to murder, and often the person that is murdered is her, but she keeps coming back, and her lovers soon find out that no matter how many times they kill Tommy, the world will never be rid of her. It sounds so good. It has very big femme fatale vibes, and I'm super, super excited for it. I think it's going to be a real treat, and I am considering maybe reading some of these horror books that I got for my 72 Fridathon readathon that I'm hosting with Jane, and I will link that announcement video above, and I'll link both of our videos down below and our Discord if you want to join. But basically that's going to be a 3-day long readathon where we're just going to be reading as many horror and thriller books during those 3 days as we can, and there's going to be live shows, and there's a Discord where we can all talk about all the books that we're reading, and people are already sharing their TBRs, and I love looking at other people's TBRs because I add so many books to my wish list, and it's a bunch of fun. So definitely check that out. Join our Discord and join us in that readathon because I'm super excited for it. So the next books I'm going to talk about are books that my husband got me for my birthday, and he is so good at gift giving, and we go to the bookstore a lot, and so he normally sees books that I kind of like gush over. He got me Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness, and this is book 2 to Discovery of Witches, and I loved Discovery of Witches so much, and I'm super excited to read this one because we still follow our protagonists, Diana and Matthew. And with no spoilers, this one takes place in Victorian England, which is a complete setting change from modern day. And I am really excited for it. I think it's going to be fun. Then he also got me something that, honestly, I'm just trying to read as fast as I can because I keep getting spoilers for like every single series that I try to read. And it's really emotionally upsetting me. So I'm just trying to get this series read and get it out of the way so I don't get spoiled because everyone talks about it. And it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Everyone knows this book. It's super popular. I kind of like the new covers. They're pretty. I like the old covers more, but these ones are the ones that are in stores, so I'm not going to stress out trying to obtain the old ones and all of that. I'm just going with the new covers because they're pretty too. And then my husband got me a book that he saw, and he was like, I think that she will love this, and it was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I was so sad because I was like, I did love this. I already read it. It was even one of my top 5 books of 2021, so I did really love it. But he even checked on my bookshelves to make sure that I didn't have it, but I had lent it out to my friends, so it wasn't on the bookshelves, and I felt really bad because he gave such a good gift that I already had it. And so we went back to Barnes & Noble and returned it, and in its place, I got this shoujo manga, which is Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku, and it is about 2 people, which it actually ends up being more about like 2 couples that are all otaku, which is like a Japanese phrase for people that don't really go to a lot of social events and they just stay home and they're like big nerds, whether it's for like games or manga or cosplaying or animes or whatever it is. But they don't know how to date and they decide to just start dating each other because they're both otaku and they understand each other. And it's super cute. I already read this book. It's they're both very weird, which I don't know why I didn't anticipate because of course they're weird. That's the whole point of it. But I liked it. The art was really cute and the covers are so just cute and adorable. I think I gave it 3 stars, and so I will be picking up the next one sometime soon, but these are kind of big. They're like $18 because they're 2 volumes in one, so I'm gonna wait off on it a little bit. And I still have like $8 of a Barnes & Noble gift card that I can spend, but I decided to just wait since I have received the huge rush of a giant book haul and receiving a bunch of books, so I'm going to wait and treat myself when I haven't bought a book for a while, and then I can just grab a manga and get that satisfaction without buying a whole nother book haul again. And then these last mangas I got from a gift card that my aunt and uncle sent me, and I got the first book of this series. I think it's Kakegurui. I can't pronounce it super well, but it's Kakegurui, Compulsive Gambler, and I watched this anime on Netflix. I'm not done with it yet, but I was obsessed with it, and I was just binging it nonstop, and a bunch of my friends, Aaron and Rylan, are obsessed with this manga, and so I decided to get the first manga. I cannot wait to read it. I think it's super cool. It's basically about these high schoolers that the whole high school revolves around this gambling system, and they're super high stakes, and this new girl comes in and is basically a threat to their entire system, and we don't know what her motives are or what she's doing, but she is making major moves. But it's super fun. I am excited to get to reading this. It's a pretty like thick one too, so yay. And the last one I got is also a super popular one, and it's Orange by Ichigo Tanaka, and this is a really big volume. I think it's volumes like 1 through 6, and then there's a second one that is like the rest of the series that's also just as big. But I really wanted a giant like shoujo manga that I could just like read non-stop, because I feel like with normal manga volumes you can only read them for like, it's like an hour and they're done. So I can read them like 3 times for 20 minutes and they're done. And I really wanted one that I can just read for a super long time. And so this one is definitely going to fit the bill. It sounds so sweet and people love this so much. It has such high ratings on Goodreads, but it is basically about a girl who receives a letter from herself 10 years in the future telling her that she needs to act to save this new boy who is going to be joining her class, and she has to take action to stop him from suffering a horrible fate. And she thinks it's a prank until things that the letter said is going to happen start happening, and she realizes that it could be real. And it's supposed to be so sweet and heartwarming, and it's also got like that science fiction twist to it that I really like, and so I'm super excited to just read this whenever I feel like it. And that is the end of my book haul. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!